Hello trader, welcome back to another live trading session for the second day of March 2026. That means the 24th of March 2026, second day of the trading week, looking at some really volatile instrument at the moment for trading this session, and pretty important trading session that you can see here in this market. And after this yesterday's successful trading session, also we are looking at here in this session. Let's look at what kind of trading opportunity we have in this session here, looking at the lower time frame, and then also we'll be looking at the higher time frame. Before we look at this, and also starting with this live trading session with all of you guys together trading in this market like every single day, I will be also looking at doing the multiple time frame analysis, and we will be looking at the multiple currency pairs. This is where you can see that I'm trading live, and we will be opening live, and also we'll be looking at the education. Also we'll be looking at focusing on trading psychology, right, which is essential part of trading. Either you are trading or not trading, either you are trading gold or you are trading silver, or you are trading liquid oil. This session will help you to become better in trading every single day. And if you are here, you know that. So if you are here, make sure you let us know that you are here by saying yes in the live chat. Thank you. Welcome. Awesome. I see that Kara. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much for joining here. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. That's what you're looking to see. I see that many of you are here. Good to hear that. Let's first look at, as usual, every single day we will be looking at the number one is we'll be looking at the technical. Before we look at any trade setup, we had one trade earlier during the London session, and we successfully closed it in profit. And the next one that we will be looking at, fundamental. And then we will be looking at here sentiment. Okay, so ready for all of that? Can you see another wave of drop as we haven't tested the 50% of yesterday's week? This is what we can see here in that market, and I think the market is potentially approaching towards that, and will be coming up to that level. But I'd like to do the complete multiple time frame analysis first here, and then we'll be looking at the rest of the things that we can do here in that. First of all, looking at technical. Okay, so if you look at the technical is important, because where you will be able to see that what the price action is showing up, because what we can see is being replicated, right? So if you look at the technical, now in this technical analysis that we can see, I will be first looking at the daily chart here to see how the market is doing, right? In the technical, we will be looking at the multiple time frame, and also we'll be looking at the regular time frame analysis here. Now from the daily chart here that we can see, from the multiple time frame analysis, there is a daily candle close that we can see here, and with this daily candle close, there is a long wick formation here that you can see in this area. And with this long wick candlestick pattern on, if you look at this daily market structure, previous daily candle close with a pretty long wick candlestick formation here in that area. And with this long wick candlestick pattern closed here on XAUUSD, today's market, if we closely look at it, we can see the price has tested low and high. So I would like to, first of all, from the technical, would like to create a range in that area for this high and low in this market on XAUUSD that you can see in this area. So this is where we can see that the market has had this high and this low here, and with this high and low, because there is a pretty long daily candle formation here on XAUUSD, the previous daily, after this quite a few days, we have seen that gold had a drop from this level here, and with this drop that you can see from this zone, the market has created this move, followed by, if you look at, this is where there is a narrower smaller candlestick pattern formation here that you can see in this area on daily chart. So what I think that traders here, we might not see a very aggressive bullish move, because it's just the beginning of pullback, because the market had already previously had a significant break below here in that area that you can see. Now with this break below in that zone on daily, because the market has shown significant downtrend here, overextension above potentially brings selling. But at the same time, if you look at the lower time frame here, we can see that there was quite a few breakup structure, and still whenever the market is coming down, the buyers is still trying to buy here. So it is the lower time frame and the higher time frame, there is a little bit of disagreement in terms of the market structure, which is good to see that in those situations when the market changes the trend. Now here, if you look at this trend line in this area here, now this is a, if you look at that, this is key trend line. Here is the resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, which is turning support here in that area on, if you look at this lower time frame on gold. And you can see there was this is a complete liquidity sweep. There was a complete breakup structure that we have seen in that area. Now that breakup structure has given its momentum here back above, and that's where that from the technical, in this zone here, we might be able to see a potential upside bias here for at least for short-term period as in this zone here. So the market has, if you look at, this is a trend line on this lower time frame, retest of this trend line, and the price is slowly building its momentum here back above. So therefore we could see that this market eventually going back here to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. So at the same time, if you guys look at, we can see there is a previously there was a entirely a stronger break below here, and that break that you can see in this area here was key, because that break might bring that market here back below in that direction. So yes, I'm looking at now the lower time frame. Now there is a possibility to form a head and shoulder, and still possibility to drop here. So for us to be able to buy and sell, you want to see that, for example, the market to give us a selling opportunity here, we need to see the market is overextending above this zone here. So if you look at here, this is an overextension, and here is where we can see this is a support. And if the market get overextended above this level from the technical, we will see the rejection for sell here, and I wouldn't still be considering a strong uptrend here, because the market is still in a sharp downtrend that you can see in this area here. All right, so therefore we are looking at in this area for this market to eventually come back down here to retest and then to return again back in that zone. And let's see that where the market might be heading, and based on that also we are looking at trading opportunity in this market. So lower time frame, we can see that technically here the short term upside, and after overextension we will be looking for sell. I would like to stay, if you look at that, open in the possibility of the entry, right? Because the market in a very critical level. So critical means that, you know, the critical temperature for water. And so critical temperature is where, if you look at the ice, right, and the water, right? So 0 degree centigrade, if you look at, if you increase the temperature to 2 degrees centigrade, the ice will start to melt to the water. But if you keep below 0, -2, it will remain ice. But 0, so if you, critical temperature is the temperature where whatever you put on, it will remain as it is, right? For example, if you place ice at 0 degree, it will remain ice. If you place water at 0 degree, it will remain water, because it's a critical temperature. So similarly, the market structure in a critical level where it can go either this way or that way. You want to see that critical level has broken, so that we can have the one directional bias for us to be able to enter any trade. And I hope that you're enjoying the live session. Ready for, I see quite a few members are here. So yes, if you're here, how can I contact you? I'm Europe and I need advisor for my account in FOREX. Anyone wants to be part of us, you guys can see direct admin contact detail below this video on the description area. Also, you can join the free Telegram link you can find below this video, where you can find the contact option. And regularly I'm posting in the free Telegram channel, where you can find also direct admin contact available for any joining or any other. So currently joining only on Sunday Zoom session. So if you have time to join our Zoom session, because I want to see who, you know, really you are interested to join and you have a passion for trading, and I'd like you to see what we are doing here, how we are trading. Then we either to decide to take you, or you decide to come, and then only you can join here. So for any question, you can directly access the admin's contact detail chat option in the description of this video. I hope that that's available for you. You can directly contact on Telegram to the admin, send text and say, hey, I want to know that. And in the meantime, also I'm sharing the free Telegram link here. You can join on the free Telegram, where you can find more information. Thank you. So from the technical, we can see the market is in this area where there is a narrow sideways movement, and of this narrow sideways movement, they're expecting the market, if you look at here, moving in a sideways, they're expecting the market to respect and then to return again back up here in that area. So at this point, if you look at, because there is a significant move that happened here, and what we can expect in that area, that the market to come down for a pullback and then to give us a potential entry. Thank you. And also you can directly ask any question to the admin using the Telegram link that you can find to have any question if you have. Okay, so here is what we are looking at, this zone here. This is a now you can see it's a smaller, narrow consolidation, and in that consolidation that you can see the market is potentially breaking back to the upside here in that area. Okay, so in this couple of, if you look at here, quite a few long week candlestick pattern being formed, and of that long week candlestick pattern, they're expecting the market to respect and then to eventually bounce back up, or you could see that further downward move here in that area on XAUUSD. Now we have looked at the technical. The market in a sideway at the moment in that zone. We might see an upside or downside. Now let's look at the fundamental here. So fundamental means that we will be looking at what is coming up on calendar. That is now current fundamental that you will be looking at, right? So if you look at today coming in this live session, we will be covering that flash manufacturing PMI and also flash service PMI. So this is, if you look at the interest rate or all the decision, is a bit of away at the moment in terms of timing. So the recent move that you see in this area here, so we will see the two news coming, both of them high impact, and also tomorrow coming up CPI on AUD. So gold is highly linked with AUD, so therefore combining this USD and AUD news coming tomorrow, we can expect that gold to be volatile. So this is where, as there is a CPI coming on AUD and also two significant data coming later today on USD, that we can look at influencing the market significantly on gold. So how the data comes, if we see the DXY getting stronger, we might see that gold is going to be weaker. Here at the moment, you can see DXY after yesterday's breaking news, the market has broken below. It's on a sideway. Of this level, the market may still go up or may come down depending on how it is doing. Going back to gold again. Now looking at the fundamental that we have looked at, and what we can see that due to the news coming, which is today, usually the news comes at, in my zone is 11:30. Now Today is almost an hour later. So the volatility may start with the NY session open. So this is where we can look at how the news as well as the fundamental is going to influence the market. Now here is with this current, if you look at this market structure, if the market goes up, we are looking at selling. Now technical and fundamental, we now will be looking at the sentiment. Now sentiment is, I keep the technical is the number one and number two is sentiment to understand the overall movement. Fundamental is usually as a short-term trader is limited to us. You don't have to be going for in-depth move. But what we can see here in this, if you look at the sentiment, that means that how the emotion is playing out in the market. Right? Sentiment is important. That's where you will be able to see that actually which way the market is eventually be heading overall. Now, looking at sentiment, we will be looking at what is happening and how the news is influencing. Now, quite a few, now the market is pretty volatile. You see there is quite a few market mover that at the moment, starting with the first one that you will be looking at here, how the Turkey most tapping 135 billion gold reserve for lira defense. So let's go in depth. What do you see there, guys? So there are some so there is some gold reserve the like Turkey is going to tap into, right? So you can see that for Turkish lira volatility due to the Iran war, there has been potentially very strong volatility. It was previously also you saw that there was a pretty strong volatility. So how does we saw that there was a, if you look at there's this massive breakdown is came from this news. Let's understand that how that has impacted. If you look at the 46 minutes earlier, this news came out and we saw there was a massive breakdown as soon as this news has come here on. Okay, so how does the market has reacted to that? We saw that there was a break below, and with this break the market again trying to push back upside here. So if you look at this news had a stronger breakdown and the market has moved again back, and we see that it's pushing higher. So is this news contributing gold price to be cheaper or to go up? What I think, what do you think? Thank you very much. Good day, welcome. May you please touch on how UD fundamental affect gold correlation? Okay, so gold is, if you look at the currency correlations, it's essential to know that, and I believe many of you know that the currency correlation is when you see that WTI is tied to CAD, right? CAD, almost always you see that highly tied to CAD. And AUD/USD is tied to gold price very much. In the past, it was almost the same price as AUD/USD. So now has changed a little bit due to the, I think, change in volume and increased volatility. Also gold price follows sometime British pound, US dollar and euro dollar, not fully, now has changed, right? And some other currency also has a correlation. So therefore, with the current, you can say another wave of drop coming on gold from this high, and that's also this news that you can see here on 135 billion gold reserve. So that is making here, we can see there is a downside move in that area on so it's a kind of, if you look at that, they want to sell gold and buy Turkish, like there is a kind of for lira defense. So they would basically balance that currency. With increased volatility, okay. And there are some policies that definitely follow that. Now the next news that you can see, Iranian lawmaker Ali Nikhzad rules out negotiations with Trump first. Okay. So yesterday we have seen that news come up. There was a negotiation. So lawmaker Ali Nikhzad rules out. Okay. So that means saying that it's not gonna do that. Okay. So now, but still there is, we say on the other side, Trump wants a deal with Iran, but success of talks unlikely, Israeli official says. Okay. So there is another attempt from Trump's want a deal with Iran, but success of talks unlikely. So unlikely is a very highly likely, unlikely word, right? Unlikely is an adverb or adjective, adverb, right? It emphasized, right? So Israeli official says. Now that has bringing this previous possibility probably in more of doubt or uncertainty. The next thing that you can see here, gold, we'll be discussing on how the market might be affecting the gold at 10,000. Market watchers hold firm on forecast despite bear market slide. Okay, so there has been significant downside on gold that you can see earlier with the current situation as well as the past. So so in the past, so there are the basically these 3 to 4 so this is it for 2 hours 45 minutes and then 2 hours 22 minutes. Okay, now let's reflect it on the market, right? So our goal here is to reflect it in the market, right? Anything that you will observe, also you need to reflect it in the market, which is key to look at. Because you can reflect it in the market, then you start to see the results. The first news that you can see is reflecting that there might be some liquidation and that's where you can see the market is trying to create a bearish price action at the moment, at least for. And the other one is uncertainty in terms of negotiation that might create some bullish bias on oil. And you can see that oil is not dropping anymore. So after yesterday's breaking news, you saw that there was a initial big drop. The market has come back below 100 and now trying to push back again and near to the $100. So this is what happened when it becomes uncertain, oil will push back and gold might be trying to push back down here. So now at the moment what we can see in this area as the market, the sentiment is at the moment, for at least for short term, is bearish on gold, right? And it's basically, gold is historically considered as a safe haven for the investors. If gold becomes cheaper, that's gonna be a very attractive buying metal for many of them. But what I think that it's just here in that zone, potentially it's gaining momentum. Okay, now I'm deleting all of that line, and we had earlier one trade today in that area. Now we have concluded here is that there might be a short-term bearish or sideways market on gold from technical, fundamental, as well as the sentiment. Therefore, in this session, if you look at off this high here, the market is trying to break below. From the daily as well, it's on the daily low here. May you please touch on how AUD fundamental? Okay, we'll be looking at that. I like your EMS strategy, how you explained once in live video. Most of my trades are in profit based on EMA and head and shoulder pattern. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, this is a, there is a one saying that traders, simplicity is the best way to trade. As a price action trader, when I started, I saw that some trader has 5 to 10 indicators, moving averages, Bollinger Band, even you can't see their charts. But as a matter of fact, the less confluence is better, but high probability confluence is the one that you need to look at. So the EMS usually, if you look at this, for example, 10 and 20 exponential moving averages, they're very beneficial to see in terms of the price where they are sitting at from the EMS, right? Because the EMS will give you an understanding of where the market is in terms of the mean value. If you look at any chart, if you look at any chart, could you see another drop? Yeah, we were looking at, if you look at any charts, right? So you'll see that, by the way, you can join the Telegram channel, link below this video. I'm sharing here with you the link. Every week there are some Zoom sessions on Sunday, and you might be able to get some of the really beneficial from here. And also regularly I'm sharing watch list as well as the analysis. Come on. So this is what is here on. I've shared with you the link in the live chat. So the market is usually strive to come back to its mean value. So what do I mean by this? So if you look at, that anything and everything that you can see in this world has an intrinsic value. So that means originally how much it worth, right? That is true intrinsic value. Now, if you look at something, for example, this one, if any asset could be currency, asset, anything. So the market usually trades, above or below that intrinsic value more often. Okay, so because the market trades below or above to this intrinsic value more often, therefore if the market, okay, now if the market at any point goes too far from this intrinsic value, it has a tendency to come back again to that mean value. So the EMS usually will give you an idea from the fast and slow EMA how far the market has gone in terms of this. For example, here if you look at when the market has gone too far from this 20 EMA and it returned back again at 20 EMA or below 20 EMA before it take off another, and the market is trading after that in that range, right? So if you look at here, you see there was a massive drop and the market has gone too far from this 20 EMA and gone back above 20, and the ranges in this zone. So when it goes too far from the, let's say, 20 EMA, it usually returned back and then started to range in high and low of this 20 EMA, and then it gone again too far from 20 EMA and then start to range again like that. You see, it's a very interesting market correlation that you can find. So that being said, now at the moment here we can see that there's a breakup structure and back to back few of them. So we might here, so far we are seeing that the potential for downward move, but at the same time the market has grabbed liquidity. The market is trading in a narrow range, so therefore if we enter on the lower time frame, we need to enter from a very important level so that we can have significant move before we take the profit. Sort of middleman in 30 minutes. Okay, so in the 30 minutes time frame, yeah, but I wouldn't consider it as, because let me tell you how the middleman is fully considered is when you look at, let's say like this, the market is trending up and then consolidated here, the middleman formed above the consolidation. It's a breakout candle, so one leg here or one hands here, the other hands up, so that's where it's a middle when the market is to continue to rise here. So if you look at this zone here, the trend is up here. We saw, I know that you didn't say exactly, that's what you said, the sort, that's good, but yeah, the shape and size look like that, but we have seen that this is basically it's not a fully defined candlestick pattern that we are looking in those situations. Okay, preparing for an entry and the criteria. Good evening, sir. It's okay to sell now. Still waiting for the entry, and you can see there is a break below. Here is a long wick that expecting the market to eventually come down further back here in that area. If the market grab liquidity here, we are looking at this market to eventually sell back below. The weekly employment change, it's coming after 5 minutes. Yes, this is not a red folder news. Red folder news coming in later, but it's not a very big red folder news, so you could say that it's coming later in that area. Okay, for us to be able to sell here, we see the back-to-back two red candlestick pattern here. That might be bringing that market here in that direction to this support level here, and that might bring that market well below to create a new lower low here in that market. Trying to push back here of this level, and We had reached the top again that you can see here of this. This is the intraday time frame, and this is where if the market again goes back to retest this high, from the 4-hour perspective, we'll be looking at for selling here. And this is a, if you look at, there is a breakup structure here with the news from, I think from Turkey. So that has given basically a momentum here in that market. Okay. So this is a liquidity sweep that you can see, and usually liquidity sweep happens opposite direction of the the move. This is another very important point that you can look at when you are trading. Hi sir, have you got there? NZUSD, you're trading NZUSD. So USD pairs, all of them almost moving in the same direction. If you look at the NZUSD, which is here in this zone, there is a downside move, the market on the support. So there might be some further bearish move here on NZUSD. Might be breaking this support, and then because there is a breakout that this is the 1 hour strong pull, followed by this bull flag. We might see break from the bull flag and then to reverse again back above. That could be the situation on NZUSD. They are usually linked with gold in the same way. So gold market here, this long week is also in that zone here. So far there is a possibility for further upside move. We're getting reaction of this resistance line. It's a very narrow range here at the moment, and I think it's now potentially could try to come further down with this break from this 4-hour resistance to this intraday, that means that 4-hour support. So if we look at an entry from this, we'd like to see that entering from a key level. It's coming so fast. You can look for an entry in this area. So you're looking for any trade setup on gold? Yes, we are looking for if you look at here, there is a from this double top got rejection. Now we might be able to find a sell entry, but if we see the entire break below, and you can see carrying rejection of this higher price, and this candlestick around the 50 minutes, it's a bearish engulfer being formed, and I'm preparing for a sell entry now. Here we'll be waiting for here because there is an imbalance. If you look at in this area, so looking at the 5 minutes chart, which is closing also shortly, and if you look at the 15 minutes, now this 15 minutes price action, this is a large bearish engulfer, right? Which is closing in 5 minutes time, and that might be closing back below here. So if we place our stop loss above this high, which will be around 245 pip, so I'm looking at sell here on gold from this stop loss keeping above this high, and we will be targeting to this zone here, and later we can extend if needed. It's a very a bit of faster moving trade, but I would like to see here the market is coming down back below in that zone. I open a sell here. So would like to take this move. It's a complete bearish market structure here, and so I'm short on gold here and looking to see the market to eventually break below. If you look at the 30 minutes candlestick pattern, close coming here, looking for a possible downside movement. There's significant if you look at here, double top, and of this double top from the 15 minutes perspective, we could see the market to break below. This is a large double top formation here, and this is coming for another wave of bounce. So the 15 minutes market structure that you can see has formed a double top, and the market here, if we see that there is a significant downside momentum here, we may see that this market to potentially to continue to trend back down here to create a new lower low, and I'm here to see that more potentially breaking below with the candle close. It's coming down here, potentially to melt down back below. It's coming down here back below and could continue to drop here, further bearish move. And I'm holding on to that, guys, for this move, and as soon as I will be closing, I'll give a shout out. And we might, currently I'm running nearly to 145 pip, and as soon as I will be closing, I will give a shout out. Boom, the market has profit target hit, 290 pip profit target hit. I didn't put the TP target in my trade, so I'm going to close in manual. Come on, 290 pip. Guys, can you let me know in the live chat that you have taken profit here? 296 pip on this one. That's a massive move. So this is the second one today. We had earlier one. I'm going to share in the premium group now. I will, you guys enjoyed. Still have more to take. I would like to see how many members are here, enjoyed this trade. Okay, so if you have that one. All right, so that's a 44012437.6, which is nearly there. $250. 250 pip, 51 pip. Cool. Looking for more. Now, We see feedback here. Okay, so let's look at now the next trading entry. Next entry, how we can find the next one to take this move back. We'll keep trading here. Let's keep coming down here. And this is a pretty strong drop that you can see now at the moment. Now we'll be also going through the education for this whole trade, how it came out. Thank you. Yes, the trade exit, nice one, welcome. Taken coach 270 pip. Yes, we are continuously, like almost every day, having a great trading opportunity. Now if you guys enjoying, so couple of things, guys, don't miss out to stay connected with the channel by subscribing to the channel, press the notification bell, and also make sure you join the Telegram, where I'm every Sunday there is an exclusive Zoom session, extended discussion. You will have direct communication, you will have direct contact with me in the Zoom session, and from this Zoom session, those who will be truly dedicated to become a consistently profitable trader, only from there will be handpicking few members to join the academy in the premium group. So this is the only pathway that you can get into the academy. If you want to be really passionate about to become a profitable trader mentored by me, then don't miss out the link on the on Sunday in NY session time, the Zoom session, where you have also the extended discussion. You'll be able to see how you're trading, and we'll be able to see what's your passion and how you are interested in, and from there you can get access to the academy for the lifetime if you are qualified from that place. So don't miss out those sessions coming on Sunday. That's where we will see the extended details for it. Now at the moment here in this live session, here this live session is dedicated to the channel members, not only paid subscribers, and also the premium members who are trading with me every day. We are trading every single day, and if you guys looked at, I do open quite a few positions. And we are looking at so the market is moving. All right, so this is what we want to see, that the market is moving. And in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so that you can stay connected for all the analysis, updates, education being posted in the channel that will change the way you look at the market. Thank you. I'm holding the should be tag. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, sir. I exit my trade with 300p profit. Welcome. Looking forward to learn new strategies in live education on weekend. Yes, don't miss out that here to join and to grow as a trader, which is the key to look at. And here's the move that you can see on gold. It is good to see live video from coach taking trades and explaining why he took the trade, reason behind it, and that gives more confidence in what we learn so far and how it works on live market. Thank you very much. Expecting more downside. Yes, so what you can see here from this support, the market is having that approach back above here. Okay, so you can see that of this approach back above, we are looking to see that the market is heading in that area. So of this level here, that you can see the market is again moving that back above. That could be a key zone that you can look at. 4388, 4392, possible retrace before going downside here, I think so. So still you are looking down because your trade is going on. Now my trade is on, we close that trade, right? So you have opened that position and closed the trade, right? So with this, if you look at from this high here, and with this, if you look at this, this is an inverted head and shoulder, and that inverted head and shoulder might be breaking above that you could see. And but there is, if you look at the 15 minutes, there is a massive big bear candle, and of this we could see the market to break in that direction here. And here is what you can see of this support level here. This is can be a false breakout and then can go back again, but you could see the market to eventually, you know, could come back in that direction. You see, if you look at this is what I was talking about, that in the beginning we were not any directionally biased. Once the market take a direction, that's where you have traded, right? That's where you have traded. How did the DXY has shown the move? So DXY did not have much movement that you can see in that area. If you look at here, from this, the market has made its move. So after this move, it's now pushing high back again, that you can see in this area. Okay, we are looking at here 1 hour candle close coming, and that's a crucial zone that we are looking to see how the market is doing. If you look at the 4 hour here, after the previous sessions close, there is significant drop that you can see the back-to-back 2 sessions, and here looking to see further downside to see where the market is eventually be heading. So here is the, if you look at, this is high and low, and with this high and low, which is high and low, which is narrow area of value. Now in that narrow area of value, so if you look at here, and with this both high and low, the market is eventually, if you look at here, coming well below this support. Now 1 hour candle close might bring the market further down, or we could see that eventually breaking above here in this area. Okay, with a head and shoulder here, we can see of this head and shoulder, after this candle close from the you see the 1 hour candle close coming, there's a head and shoulder on this lower time frame, and the market now trying to break off that head and shoulder in this lower time frame. If you look at and see how it is going here on this zone. So the 1 hour candle close, the market again trying to break that low here. Now, if we look at the educational side of this trade that just we have closed, I would like to mention here, guys, this is where we are mostly focused on the education, right? So, there is a saying that you can give a man to feed himself for a day. If you give a man a fish he will feed himself for a day, but teach him how to swim, he can catch for the rest of his life, right? So here we are learning to swim, okay, by trading in the market. So trading in a trade in one day, winning in one day may not be very beneficial to you, okay, or maybe beneficial to you because you're learning. You have made some money, that's great. You have made some PIP, that's great. But once you learn the skill, knowledge, that's where you start to gain, because knowledge is power and you can take it everywhere. So therefore, let's understand that in what context I have opened this trade. And this is a massive bearish engulfer that you can see. Okay. Now with this bearish engulfer, if you look at here, from the 5-minute chart. Now, one key point here that we have seen also, there is another bearish engulfer in the past, just in a couple of minutes ago. The market has reached the same resistance line from the double top, and we can see there is this large bearish engulfer has formed. Because the market has formed this large bearish engulfer, the chances that this market had a very higher probability to drop here. As we can see, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. Back to back 3 important bearish engulfer. Okay, so I hope that the connection is on. There was a little bit of disruption that has happened. Is the stream on? Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for confirmation here. And now with the current market structure, you guys can see that the market is now moving in that area with a sideways movement. And so there is a significant, if you look at here in that area, the market is showing up that move. Now, looking at here, with the current, the news here, to Indian LGP carries. So to Indian LGP carries safely Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so there is activity cost. So quite a few economy now currently reshuffling. So during the time of the uncertainty, if you look at that, gold is in a pullback, and what you could see here, what I think the market, if you look at here after this significant move, the price again showing up in its direction again. So I'm looking for the next entry. we had two entries today, and we are looking for more, but we want to see that patient, like the patient move. Thank you. So that we can find the right entry opportunity at the right time. Now, looking at, again, I'm looking at the monthly chart where the gold is heading. Let's understand that. I'd like to delete those lines. We have discussed the education, where the gold is heading now at the moment. So if you look at gold reach a very high price, if you look at it's almost reach 5,600, and then it reverse off that. So this move on gold, we have 7 days for this monthly candle to close. What do you think, that the market is going to come further down here, or it is a pure liquidity sweep? If you look at the market has come back to this previous order block, and then we could see this market to reverse again back above. Daily chart, if you look at here, there was a daily drop to this support after this initial significant breakout structure. We have seen the market has moved to that level and dropped to this here. So what kind of trend line? You could see that here. Could see something like that. Because gold, if you look at the previous day, this is a long weak candlestick pattern, which is possibly a buying pressure here, right? Now, with this buying pressure, this is a buying, right? Now, let me tell you guys something. So if you look at here with the first news that came out earlier, is this a buy call for gold or sell call? What do you think here? Because there is a gold reserve. This is, for me, it's a buy call. All right, so let me tell you how this works. Going to the dollar yen, you see the dollar yen is bullish. Now, whenever, if you look at the BUJ commented about the trend continuation that we have seen, there was a entirely broke below, and the market now slowly building, move back to the upside. This is a buy call or sell call. How many of you agree with me or disagree with me? Is this buy call or sell call for gold for the long-term picture? Long term is buy. Anyone has a different opinion? And do you know why long term is buy? Let me tell you guys, remember this lesson. This is a lesson that you'll never find anywhere. It's gonna change the way you look at the market. But current situation is drop, then it will take support. 3400, I don't 34 that much drop. Not sure. 3400. No one can say for sure. Yeah, no one can say absolutely, but there are some indication that you can use. So one very very important indication that I have seen in my long experience, and that's gonna give you a lot of ideas how the market actually moves and how in fact the smart money trade the market. All right, so now if you see that any asset have ever reached a peak, okay, let's say anything that has ever reached a peak, actually it creates a reference for the buyer. But when it creates a first time, let's say when something is going up, it doesn't have any reference. But once it goes up, okay, it creates a reference. Imagine that a mountain, right? So if you look at, have you ever climbed the mountain like that? Okay. So a mountain will be mountain when it has a trough, right? You won't be able to find a mountain without a down in it. If you have down, then you can find a mountain. So when it creates a peak and then come for a trough, because there is already a reference has been created, the more trough it will create, the more attractive it will become for the buyers to climb up again. So how human psychology work? Okay, gold has recently reached 5,600. Now it is trading at $4,000. So it's pretty much cheap. Let's buy. Not only the regular investor, also the reserve banks will get interested in it. So this is where that's how you could see that the more profit it will create, it's gonna create a new investment opportunity for traders and investors all around. Therefore, if you look at this drop at any point, you could see that might get again the buyers get involved in it for this possible move here in that market. So if oil price comes down, then gold will push up as well as safe haven for investors, and it's discounted price down. In 1980, gold went down and it took 28 years to reach. That's it's 1980. It's different now. If you look at this, you see that how the market cycle has begun, because something can never keep going up. If you look at gold, already has gone a lot. So it reached to 5,000. Now let's look at from the technical. Let's not look at how we can look at 200 MA, 200 SMA. Okay, simple moving averages. And now look at 200. So if we look at the slower moving average 200 from the weekly. Now that has gone way above the level. In 2023 it was here, okay. In 2022 was at this level, and the market has reached, so it's way more than that. So the pullback was absolutely necessary. Now this pullback, what if you look at here with this drop, the market has come back well in that area here to this support, and now this market, if you look at, we may not see that much coming to this here from the weekly 200 SMA. So down back below, this is an order block here from the weekly if we look at, and we might see a potential buying pressure along this area here. Now, if today's market, if you look at, if this daily, from the daily, if you look at, you see the market just touched the daily sim. We are looking at the weekly, but if you look at the daily here, it was a perfect touch here that you can see on the daily, and exactly from this 200 simple moving averages, the market has tested that and created that long wick, right? So if you look at this, in this whole move, lastly the market tested this in 2023, and it has, so what this daily long wick candlestick pattern represent here from this, exactly from this 200 SMA, see that? So entirely change the way you look at the market. So if you look at this long wick, what does that represents? Can anyone comment on this? So if you look at yesterday, the market has dropped to almost 3,100 pip and then bounce back above and close to that. But today, if you look at, so far it's not coming that far, right? So the market is not coming that far here, not coming to that 200 SMA. And if this daily candlestick pattern is not being able to break this low, that shows that there was a huge buying here happen. If this daily candle not coming here, what does that mean? That today the seller were not strong enough than buyers to push that market down. So that represents that slowly we could see sideways movement here on the daily and potential preparation for bouncing here back above from that area. And also this is the monthly Fibonacci level, right? 61.8%. And if we are having, this is the last week, right? If this candlestick pattern on the monthly is closing something above, that may create again another potentially bullish pressure here, or we could see again sideways market. At the moment in this zone here, I'm not talking about the lower time frame and higher time frame. Can I get 50% retest of yesterday's week tonight? A very good question. So tonight we can look at today's low. It could be, so with the 4 hour here again, so you see that the current session closing in 36 minutes, right? So how do you see this candle has created? A green candle. So far if this candle is closing here, that means that the market is still maintaining higher high and higher low. So therefore we might see that another one moving in this range or trying to push here back above. So that might be that the market is moving in that direction. And it is not unusual to see slowly this market is creating an inverted head and shoulder and slowly going back here in that area. So with the consolidation here, in this zone here, that you can see that market to break in this direction here. We're an incredible session, and I'm looking for more entry here in this area with this trend line formation here in this area that you can see. That's a pretty interesting trend line. And also it form a narrow triangle. So what I'm looking at here, we may see a break below. So one of you asked question about the 50% pullback on the daily week. So this is what we could see here. First breaking from this trend line, from this triangle, coming potentially back to this order block, and could see moving up. So for short term, still we could see sell off in that area. So there is a structure here that you can see, a consolidation. And from that consolidation, that you can see the market is breaking above here and then to trending back down in that direction. Now, this is current level that I will be looking at for possible entry for sell. Once we see the market is managed to break that high here or testing this 20 MA, we can look for the sell in that direction here in this market. This entire break below, and now as soon as the candle closes, you can see that it's start to move up for a pullback. Quality is more important than quantity, and so you see the trend line is breaking out here in that area, and It's potentially creating another selling opportunity here on XAUUSD, and with this market here, we might see, as we mentioned earlier, further trading. So as currently, if you look at this, is a current dynamic resistance. That dynamic resistance might be having a liquidity zone here for another wave of drop back below, and we are looking at here for a breakup structure. And once we can see the market has done the breakup structure, we can look for that sell in that area. And this is a second live. We had one session and we have secured one trade in the live session. Today we are looking at this one also successfully. We have secured another position, nearly 290 pip, and looking for more entry later today. And it was an incredible session with all of you guys, and I believe that you enjoyed this session. If you enjoyed, don't miss out to join the Telegram, where you can find the regular update, and also Sunday's Zoom session. From the Zoom session, dedicated few members will be able to join the academy here for learning and growing as a trader. That being said, join the Telegram link I have given you below to stay connected, to see how you are trading and learning, and to progress your trading to the next level. And here is the next session coming in few hours, in the same time as today during the NY session. I would like to see you today, guys, trading. Until that, stay well, stay happy. We'll see you there again in our next live session shortly after. My plan here with this waiting, that we want to see that this dynamic trend line is broken, and once it is broken, we can look for sell in that direction for this potential move back below. It might come down further before it finally bounce back to the upside. Thank you for joining. We'll see you again very soon.